Okay, so the topic is let go. And so we are talking about specifically letting go, especially after the Om. That is a question that has come. So if we look at the book, so there's Om chanting. And then after that, obviously, Master says, let go. And the question is, what should we let go of, right? Most of us are like, I don't know. I mean, the whole meditation is over and I feel like I'm still sitting down on earth. Well, so, so over here in the book, he says on page 278, he says, Master says, do not be frightened if you experience an inner explosion of light on the head area. When you are able to be aware simultaneously of the point of light and the interval between the two ohms, you will experience this. He also says your entire being will be filled with light. So to me, it's like when we let go after the Om, we are kind of like opening the chakra, probably obviously the crown chakra. And for those of us who have done Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul by Master Chopak Sui, that's another workshop. Then you know that there is another chakra and then there are some more chakras, right? So basically what he's saying is that you will have your first glimpse of illumination and your first experience of divine ecstasy. He also says to experience Buddhic consciousness or illumination is to experience and understand what Jesus meant when he said, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So what I understand with the eye being single is that usually what happens is that, let's say, for example, we are physically sitting to meditate and emotionally we are somewhere else and our thoughts are on something else. So our bodies, our physical body, our astral body, and our mental body are not doing the same thing. Okay, so it's kind of like if you have a tube make of, let's say, these two palms, right? So if my two palms are not aligned together, then the light is not going to go through, right? But if I align my palms like this, then you can see, can you see that white earring that I'm wearing? You can see it, right? Yeah. But if I just shift my hands a little bit, then you can't see it. So to me, it's kind of like, when we align ourselves fully, like all our bodies are aligned, then we create an opening. And through that, the soul can kind of exit the body. Now, again, it is understood that, once the soul leaves the body, when the body is no longer alive, that is one type of leaving the body. But to leave the body while we are alive, as in like to have our consciousness exit the body while we are still alive, that is the purpose for which we are all gathered here together, which is why we are meditating. So just to repeat, it says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body will be full of light. So like I said, if you have a series of rings and or a series of things and they are all in alignment, then the energy will flow through. So it's like if we align all our bodies, then the soul can go up, and also we can get a reply back. So one of the things I feel in this meditation is that when Master Chua says, this is on page 61 of the book Existence of God is Self-Evident, and he says here that the task is to access the great planetary biocomputer. So to me, what that means is that once we are aligned and we are able to let go, then we're actually allowing information to come in. And the information that is coming in is from the planetary biocomputer. So again, what that means is that, again, there's another example that Master Chua talks about, and he says that there are, visualize that there are many computers and they are gridded together in one system. And as soon as new information comes in, the whole system recalculates the future outcome. So it's kind of the same way. We are also, getting together, meditating together. We are forming a fabric of interconnected minds, which helps the entire planetary system to evolve. Okay, so okay. And then once again, he says, for behold, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So it says, if you feel like you're being pulled out of the body, or if you are moving inside a tunnel, just allow the experience to unfold on its own until you experience oneness with the light. Should you experience pervasive darkness or the great void, this is good. This is simply a transition between ordinary consciousness and expansion of consciousness. Just relax and be calm. invoke for the blessings of the Supreme God and your spiritual teachers to bring you to a higher level of consciousness. So again, the reason we are talking about this is that, you know, when we let go, we are also kind of zooming. So I use the zooming out technique quite a bit. If I feel that I'm not being able to really meditate, or, you know, lots of thoughts are bothering me, then I just kind of zoom out of my body and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just going to look at myself meditating. And I may or may not be able to see myself meditating, but at least the thought is to zoom out and to observe myself meditating, to observe other people meditating. So what that allows me to do is to detach from my body and to let go. I'm not saying I'm able to do it too often, but I find it to be a useful exercise to do. Okay. It also says here one should not be filled with too many expectations or with too many results. So um, what I find again is like, you know, there's letting go at many levels. So when we are meditating, which is about 20 minutes, are we able to let go of our worries, our thoughts, our emotions just for those 20 minutes? Yeah. So let me give you an example. So when we are refueling our car, right? So when we take the car to the petrol pump and they're putting in fuel, do you drive the car at that time? No, right? Why? Because it's refueling, right? So the reason I use that analogy is that I feel that if we are able to actually be still and calm during the time of the meditation, then we are kind of refueling properly. Otherwise, if you keep moving the car back and forth while the petrol guy is filling petrol in your car, there's going to be some amount of spillage. Or in fact, there's going to be a large amount of spillage, and it's also dangerous, right? Because there'll be petrol on the floor. So if you're not able to exit your mental body, or you're, you know, feeling emotional during the meditation, what I would suggest is that you just tell yourself, hey, 20 minutes, I'm not going to think about this. Okay. And so one of the things that I have also observed with myself is that, let's say, for example, you know, I'm meditating and a thought comes to my mind like, oh, I forgot to shut the door. Or maybe, for example, I forgot to unpack my crystal so I can do healing. So, you know, the thought is, let's say, in my mind. So what I'll do is I'll just tell the thought, okay, come back in 20 minutes. So what that does is that I'm not scolding myself for having gotten distracted. And I just tell that thought, come back in 20 minutes. Just like, you know, if somebody disturbs you, you'll just be like, okay, I'm busy right now, come back in 20 minutes, right? So that is what helps us to let go. Sometimes we just have to tell ourselves, I'm not going to think about this right now, but I'll think about it after 20 minutes. So if you start fighting with yourself, then the let go doesn't really work, because then we have gotten entangled. In fact, we've gotten more entangled than we were even before we started the meditation. Okay. The other aspect of let go, of course, is letting go of our pains, our aches, our relationship issues, our attachments to things, money, whatever, our wishes. In fact, some people, you know, even say that they're so attached to their wishes that they're not able to let go of their wishes either. You know, it's like you have to let them go. You know, unless you send it out into the universe, how is the universe going to get things organized and get them back to you, right? So it's really important to be able to let go. And if you're not able to let go, then there's, of course, in pranic healing, we have cutting the cord techniques, which you can ask your spiritual buddy to do for you, or you can take professional healing, or you can learn healing and you can do it for yourself. Okay. So if you are finding that you are thinking about things, whenever you realize that you've been thinking thoughts, you're like, okay, fine. It's like I'm traveling on the main highway, and you know how there are always service lanes on the side. So let's say, for example, I was traveling on the main highway and I got diverted into the service lane. But at some point I'll realize, right, that I'm in the service lane. So it's like, okay, I'm in the service lane. Okay, I want to be back on the highway. So just come back. Just come back into the meditation, and from wherever the meditation is, just continue. Because if you're going to think that, you know, from day one, we're going to be able to meditate and, you know, our eye will be, what does it say exactly? It says, if thine eye be single. I don't know. It's going to take some time. Okay. And we have to be patient with ourselves. So also let go of the expectations of what is going to happen in the meditation. Also let go of the expectation that So sometimes people are like, okay, I'm meditating, but am I really going to get healed like this? Is my finance going to get sorted out? Are my relationships going to work out? If you start keep thinking about it, then you're not really meditating, right? So try and just for those 20 minutes, the Om chanting is barely 3 or 4 minutes in the whole meditation. And that's the time when I would really suggest that that you, not just you, but I also, that we consciously try to just focus on the light on top of the crown. That is what Master Chua says. He says, focus on the light on top of the crown. And if we are able to focus on the light on top of that crown, it will open up and it will send stuff down. Okay, because it has to be properly aligned. So again, just visualize like I don't know, just visualize a bottle, right? Okay, so suppose there's this bottle and I'm going to pour something into this bottle. So if I'm going to pour something into this bottle, it has to be properly aligned, no? If this keeps shaking, then whatever I'm pouring is not going to go into the bottle. It's going to go around the bottle, right? So it's going to get wasted. So when we are doing, the 2-3 minutes of after the Om chanting, where Master's voice is not, obviously if you can do it during the Om chanting, nothing like it, but Om chanting and after that, just try and just focus, it's like, okay, I'm just going to focus my attention here. If this is my head, I'm just going to focus my attention here. I'm just going to keep looking at that light. And even if there is no light, visualize that there is a light. I mean, what's the harm? You only have a light on top of your head. How scary can that be, right? So just visualize a light on top of your crown and just look at it as a doorway to, I don't know, depends to which world you want to travel, the astral world, the mental world. I don't know where you want to go. Maybe some of us are, such evolved disciples of Master Chua or other gurus that we may just be able to exit the body, and that's great, right? So the topic was letting go during the meditation, letting go after the meditation. Also, if you notice, Master also teaches us how to let go after the meditation, because we bless the earth, we release the energy, we root, we do all of those things. Those are also process of letting go. So if this is too complicated for you, that's also okay. It's like, okay, I'm just going to let go from my feet and from the base of my spine and my hands. See, he lets us use our hands. He lets us use the base of our spine. He makes us use our feet. So you have so many ways of letting go. Sure, one of them will work for you, right? Yeah. Okay. So I hope that was useful. Okay, so let's raise our hands in blessing position and let's practice letting go. Okay, first we're just going to practice letting go of energy. Now what I would like us to do is to rub our hands together, press the center of your palm gently, activate your fingers, and then project your hands like this. Visualize the earth in front of you like a small ball. And along with the earth, let's also visualize those things, those people, those relationships, those finances, whatever is it that we want to bless. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to release the energy. So we're going to think that the energy is coming in from our crown, flowing out through our hands, and let's release it. Okay. So let's focus on releasing energy today. Be aware of the hands. Feel the energy coming out of the hands. Feel it. Inhale slowly. And as we exhale, let's feel the energy coming out of our hands. Let it go. Let it go to the earth. Let it go to the people. Let it go to our goals, our financial goals, our relationship goals, to our health. Let go. If you feel your hands resisting, try to again consciously be aware of the energy flow. And let's try again to let go. Let's also put any problems that we are dealing with in front of us. Just put them in front of you and let's bless them. Let go. So we've taken the problem out of our system. We put it in front of us. Now let's bless it. Let's bless it with the right outcome. Let's visualize the energy flowing through our crown, out from our hands. Be aware of the heart. Let go. Take a few minutes, inhale slowly, exhale slowly. If we are worried about our finances, if we are worried about money, just visualize how much money do we want in our bank account. Just visualize that amount of money in your bank account, and let's bless the energy. Let the energy go into your bank account. Inhale and exhale. There's something in the relationship that needs to improve. Visualize what it is. Visualize the two people together, three people, whatever it is. And again, release the energy from the hands. When you do that, you may feel a tingling sensation on your hands. You can feel heat. That's how you know it's working. And just release the energy, let go. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Now, sometimes for some of us, keeping our hands up for so long, we may find it difficult because of neck pain or anything like that. If you're struggling with that, then what you can do is you can just visualize the energy going out of your feet, going down into Mother Earth. And then let Mother Earth give you back whatever she can, whatever you need through our soul minor chakras. Okay, so that's like creating a channel. And the more rooted we are to earth, the easier it is, the more energy we can give the earth. It's like giving the earth, more nutrients so that she can manufacture whatever it is that we want and give it back to us. Okay, so that's kind of using the law of karma. So some people are saying that they were able to let go of a lot of sadness. So that's great. Whichever you were able to let go of, that's good. And let's keep practicing. And I guess be aware of the light on top of our crown. And if you're stuck with anything, you can just try and let go. Just put the problem in front of you and just bless. Whether you've done the meditation, not done the meditation, if you're just sitting somewhere and you have a few minutes, just practice. Okay, practice karte karte, it just comes to a point where then you can just, when you need the technique, it'll just come. So try and practice it. One of the purposes I think of practicing these things after the meditation is that so that we learn how to practice them, and then perhaps when we need it, the technique will just flow into our mind. It's like, oh, I could do this. Raise your hands, bless, and let go. Okay, cool. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.